Aloha, my name is Deepa. This is Jason. Welcome to Galactic Shaman's live tarot and energy readings. We are so happy to be here with you today. So first, let me introduce you to us, and then we're going to get started talking about our New Earth theme for today before we start in on some readings, okay? So we have a couple readings we're going to do today for people, which is really fun. And if you are interested in getting a reading today, please click on the Venmo or Cash App links in the chat. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to talk about Jason a little bit here. Jason Donaldson is a psychotherapist and second energy practitioner. He is also a spirit guide and mentor offering 3, 6, and 9-month programs for spirit guidance and mentorship. And this is a combination of energy work, breath work, counseling, and coaching. And you can find Jason at jasondonaldsonhealer.com and also on Instagram under that same name, as well as YouTube. And I'm Deepa, and I have Let's Evolve Together Tarot on Instagram, as well as Let's Evolve Together Tarot.com for my website, and then Let's Evolve Together on YouTube. And I offer tarot readings, Akashic record readings, energy clearings, light language, and getting into more and all things galactic. So we're really happy to have you guys here today. And our theme for New Earth for today, Jason, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we have a theme every week. It was something that just kind of came through as I was writing up the description for this, and Deepa's like, yeah, this works. Let's just go with this list. And so we're going down the list, and we still got 5 more after today. And so we'll see what happens after we do 5. But today is dignity and respect. So let me look at it. Respect and dignity for each other. And so often whatever comes through will be along that theme. And I'm already feeling like that's a big one. And it reminds me of, if you can't be loving, at least be neutral, at least respect to disagree, respect that this person is playing a role in our lives, even though we may not want to be anywhere near them. It's like, how can I find respect for them if I can't find love? You know, even if they're doing things that I think is horrible, and be like, oh, well, me and as a being that is one with everything, how can I witness this and own what I'm feeling as I witness it? And that's like, we all talk about oneness, and then there's like, can we do that? And it's not saying we're perpetuating it. If we have an opportunity to stop it, yeah, we intervene, but not going out and trying to take on, something huge that is going to destroy us, because it destroys things for a living. So that's what came through just as I was talking about that right now. And we actually have a couple people that won free readings today, Jessica and Nicole. So I'm super excited. You guys are both here. I see you commented. Patty's here as well. And I think Jacqueline's on somewhere. If anyone else is joining us right now, put in a comment so we know you're here. And we're super excited you're here with us. So we'll be doing at least 2 readings, and we'll do a collective reading too as well at some point. And if you want a reading, they're $28. If you have a question about the collective energies, you can just put that in there. But if you want a personal reading, those are $28. And both Deepa and I are going to tune into not only your energy signature, but also what the cards bring through as a confirmation.
Okay, I was just posting people's comments. Aloha, everyone. Welcome in. We're so happy to have you guys. Gals.
So yeah, how are things with you, Deepa? You got something big planned for your local community,
yeah? Yeah. So actually, I just made an announcement on Instagram this morning that I am opening a tarot. It's really like a tarot kiosk in downtown Kona on the Big Island, but we're calling it a tarot hut. So it's basically a stand. It's going to be a beautiful little tropical looking little stand down in Kona. And you're going to be able to come up and get a mini reading or even a longer reading if you wish. But it's going to be me as one of the readers. I'm so happy to have Jason as one of the readers. and another friend possibly that's going to join in as part of the crew. So one reader will be there downtown at the hut at a time, and mostly daytime hours. But yeah, we're super excited. We still have to build it. So maybe we're hoping in a month. That would be super great to have it going by then. But we did get the signs made, and my husband is going to put it up today on the building. Today, tomorrow, and Saturday. So once it's up, I'll take a picture so everybody can see it. But it's such a cute sign, and we're getting really excited to work more closely with the community. So to just be out and about with everybody. So yeah, pretty exciting.
That's fun when people just walk off the street and you don't have any clue about anything about them. Even like this, you don't have any clue about some of the people. Like I don't know Jessica, I don't know Nicole, and so we'll see what comes through. And
Yeah.
that's the fun of it, because a lot of times you can be more pure. There's no idea of who they are and all that. So
yeah.
I'm excited for you with this offering over there. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Those of you that don't know, we're on the Big Island of Hawaii. I'm on the east side, Deep is on the west side, and then we come together from time to time, hang out, and do readings. So I'm stoked to have this collaboration in more of a physical realm as well, not just online.
Yeah, it definitely feels real, as this does too, but it's in a different way.
Yeah. Cool. So should we jump right into the readings, or we want to share anything else?
Yeah. Why don't we do that first? Switch it up.
Nicole's like in the UK, so maybe we can do hers first, if you don't mind, Jessica. And then Nicole, you just wanted a general reading, yeah? Or if you have something that came up while you're on this call in the moment, you can post that in there, your question, and we can tune into that and see what's up, see what comes through.
Aloha, Carol.
Hi, Carol. Aloha.
Aloha, Jacqueline. And just so far as like while we're waiting. Oh, general, please. Great. Okay.
General. Okay. Would you like to go first, or you want me to tune in?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, so we are doing Nicole. Okay, so give me a second. I'm just gonna. Okay, beautiful energy, Nicole. Just when I tuned into you right there, I saw a pink daisy at your heart chakra. So let's see here for Nicole. What is the Oracle, Wisdom Oracle, have for you? What is going on for Nicole? Wow, you've got number 8, which is community. Sorry, you know what? I'm going to shut off my light, Jason. I'll be right back.
Okay.
This way you guys can see the cards better. But there's a little giraffe feeding a baby, a big giraffe feeding a baby giraffe. And it says community. And this is an 8. So I'm just going to pull some tarot around this for Nicole. I'm just getting this energy and this feeling right off the bat that it feels to me like this is more about you reaching out into community more than it is so about, it's almost like you opening up your heart to receive. Okay, so this is, let's see, bottom of the deck. So basically the underlying energy is the 7 of Cups, and this is basically, you know, the cups represent emotions, but this could be the energy of having a lot of decisions to make, or not really knowing which choice is right for you. Kind of could have the energy of confusion or just not settling on something, kind of feeling like there's a lot of things up in the air and not really being able to ground them down into any sort of realistic, tangible things right now. So that's the underlying energy of the reading. And there is the High Priestess in reverse. And this is next to the Ace of Pentacles. So for me, this is basically, right next to the Three of Cups in reverse. What's interesting is you got the community card, right? You got the community oracle card, but the Three of Cups are in reverse. And Three of Cups is about community. It's about celebration, and it's about coming together. So, like I said, when I first felt into the community card, it felt like more about you opening up to receive from community and getting yourself out there to be more open in the community realm, than it was for like you serving the community. I feel like those two things can go hand in hand, of course, but it just feels really different. The energy feels really different between the two of them. So it feels to me like this is less about you serving and more about you receiving from the community. So I feel like you're getting some intuitive hits, like with the High Priestess in reverse. You're getting some intuitive guidance and hits that you're not sure about, especially with that underlying energy of the Seven of Cups upright. There's something you're like thinking about, and you do have the Ace of Pentacles here. So it is showing like, here's an offering, here's an opportunity. So maybe you're weighing the pros and cons, trying to figure out if this feels right for you or if it is right for you. I'm just getting this energy of, the opportunity for you is here. Definitely to come together with a group of people and for a new beginning. This could have to do with work or just being a part of the community in a new way, in a real tangible way. With Pentacles, it could have to do with money for sure, but it could have to do with friendships and love too. And it just feels like there's something inside of you keeping you from following your inner guidance. So I don't know if there's just a resistance to a new beginning and some fear coming up maybe. And like I said, maybe there's just like a little confusion coming up. Like there's a reason why, like there's part of you that says yes to it and part of you that says no to it possibly. So I'm just curious, Nicole, if you're resonating with this so far. And then we can definitely see what Jason has. Okay. Yes. Great. Okay. Do you want to go ahead, Jason? And then when you're done, I can pull a few more too.
Yeah, I got a lot just from that, and just from experiencing what you were bringing through, and then I'm going to tune in and see what else. So what I get is like starseed, and I get like dark starseed, and it doesn't mean like bad or negative. It means kind of like not shining the light out, not really letting it flow out, and that is something that is hard for a lot of us, because especially if you're starseed and you have these memories of other lifetimes, they're quite vivid, and experiential is it wasn't always safe to do that. And we want to believe the new earth it is, and it's like, and I believe it is, I'm seeing it is. And so it's like shining it out. It's trusting that I am safe because I am the I am connected deep inside. Like all the work you've been doing has really made you really strong inside. And then it's like asking you to shine it out. And you don't really have to do anything other than just go out in public and walk around and be in your field of energy and just notice everything around you. And this is what I was feeling with this whole theme is, I was born in the UK and I didn't spend much time there, but I went to visit, and there's a general like energy there of, this kind of stoicism, or just kind of like don't show much emotion, and kind of like don't get too excited about things, it's, and but people are hungry for it, and people are almost like, it's like giving people permission to smile and enjoy themselves. And they might not like it at first, but that's what you're doing that's what we're all doing as we walk through the world and we smile and we shine. And in Hawaii, they talk about sharing aloha, and aloha isn't anything you give to get anything back. You just embody this love and this care and this gratitude and this wanting to share, that you emanate like the sun, and you wave and you throw a shaka and you smile, and people catch it like, whoa. And some people, not really in that place to receive it. And then later, it sinks in. Like there was this gentleman that I'd see driving to work every day, and he would wave at every car that went by and smile. And at first I'm like, whatever. Then after a while, I'd kind of like smile as I went by. And then after a while I'd wave. And then after a while, it's like a big wave and all excited. And if I didn't see him, I was like, oh, where is he? Where is he? And now I'm that guy. I'm out walking around waving and smiling at people, and not everybody responds the same. And it's like feeling what happens when they don't wave back or when they glare at me. And this is the work for all of us. And this is, not easy, because it's the emotion that comes up and the memories. And if we get caught up in the past lives and the memories and all these things we've experienced, it can take us back to those places. And the truth is, we're here now. And you've heard these words, we've all heard them, and it's like actually being it. And so that's why I'm all about the breath. And my whole journey has been guiding me to the breath. Like I teach people how to breathe, and we do breathwork ceremonies. And I never intended to do that. I didn't understand. So work with the breath. On my website, there's resources on there. I did a 5-minute energy shift that shows like different ways we can tune in and shift energy inside of us. And I want to do more breathing videos too, because it's really just finding that conscious breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you use the ha, and you allow everything to go down into the belly. And as we do this, as we increase the ability to breathe, expanding the belly up into the chest, it's going to trigger some emotion. And then use that ha breath to release it and let it go. And that's why most people aren't breathing, is because they don't want to feel the emotion. And that's what ascension is feeling the emotion that's in there, because that's like our children that are like, please help me breathe, be with me, feel me, just breathe with me. I don't need you to do energy work on me. I don't need you to tell me, how amazing I am, because right now I don't feel amazing. I want you to just hold me and breathe with me. And that's what I've been working with. And honestly, it brings up more, but it starts to get easier, and you start to get more power, and not power to dominate or control anything, but more like the magic that comes through in life. And for you, I want to pull a dragon card. I used this oracle last night in one of our breathwork ceremonies, and it was just amazing, because the dragons are they've always been here, and they've been guardians and protectors of the earth, and they're multidimensional, very, very powerful beings. And they told me over and over again, we're not reptiles. We're not reptiles. We're not reptiles. We have heart. We have heart. They kept saying that over and over. And I'm like, okay. But basically what I got was if they didn't have heart, they would have destroyed themselves and the whole universe in a sense, because they're that powerful, and they need to be guided by the heart. The intellect can't do it. The ego is just going to go nuts with that much power. And so it's choosing the heart. And my point is I want to pull a card to see not only confirmation, but what dragon energy you can work with. And there's a gentleman in your area, I don't know if you're familiar with him, the English mystic. And he's a man that, from what I can gather, I haven't met him yet, but he's like out there shining his light, and he's smiling, and he's doing his thing, and he's breaking the stereotype of how you're supposed to be in England, or really in general in a lot of places. Like where I grew up, we didn't really smile because people would get upset. And I tell people that live here in Hawaii that, and they're like, why would they get upset? Why would people get upset if you try to help them? And it's because, they don't trust, and there's people that will take advantage. But when we're present and we're breathing, we'll discern those people. We'll know. So see what dragon comes forward for you. So they get the orange gold dragon from Arcturus. Opens you to knowledge for the new golden age. Carry the energy of the future. Be a guiding light. So if you can see that there. It's a really powerful card. And the Octurians, from what I know, we're like super excited about felt sense things. And on Earth, that's not always enjoyable because you're feeling everything. You're like an exposed nerve and you're sensing everything, and it can feel overwhelming at times. But if you work with the breath and you work with allowing everything to flow through you and letting go of the thoughts being offered that kink the hose, if water's like emotion, then it starts to be fun. It starts to be enjoyable, and you start doing more like healing work because you can just say things and you can channel and all that. So yeah, that's what came through for you, and I'm grateful you're here with us on not only on this call but on the planet, and all you bring for the new Earth, for choices, for opportunities for others to be like, oh, I can do what she's doing. I can enjoy my life and have fun. And that's what I learned working in the schools is most kids just wanted to enjoy life and have fun, and so do I. I'm 48 years old, and that's what my intention is too. And the dragons help us do that without all that other stuff. People are still going to say things and have their judgments, and that's for them. They can come with us if they want. So that's what I got for you. Hopefully that was helpful. As always, just take in what resonates and throw away the rest.
Yeah, and so I'll just finish with a few final guidance cards for you, Nicole. So remember how you had a High Priestess in reverse? You're still getting these, like the action to take, I guess your call to action. You got inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. It almost feels like this energy of when you're feeling stuff come up, or fear or hesitation or doubt, to sink deeper within and connect with the home inside, the heart space, and to spend some time roaming in it. And you even got dream, and journey, just to spend some time exploring your inner landscape and see why are these things being triggered, or why am I in this place at this time. You did get Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns.
Ooh, cool card.
Yeah, sorry it's so dark, but that is a cool card, because you keep getting these reminders like blessings are showering your life. This is a time for fulfillment. So I feel like spirit is like, abundance, fulfillment. Your dreams are here. The spirit is like ready to fill your cup. So you did get mirror. Who or what is triggering you?
Sam's dad. She just posted about her dad as he lifted that card.
Whoa.
That's
wild. Right next to the root chakra, which is safety and security. And to me, that is, when we're first born, that is our first understanding of safety and security, is our parents. And this is root chakra, ground and center. Yeah, let me just look at that. Okay, so one of the astrological cards that you got says House 8, which is Scorpio's house, which represents death and transformation. So that would be taking the trigger. This is that mirroring card. She's sitting there over a body of water, looking at her reflection, and moving into a meditative internal space, exploring your landscape inside. And I was just talking about this morning, sitting your fears down at a metaphorical table and starting a conversation with your fears, like, hey, let's talk about this. Like, what's happening? Who are you? What's your motives? Why are we still together? Like all of it, because you got House 8, which is transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. So, it's like, what do you want to leave behind? Once you work with the fear and transmute it in the way that you wish, then you will step into the legacy that you wish to leave behind, that really aligns with you and who you are and what you want your impact that you want to have on this planet while you're here. So the moonology says confidence is your key to success. It's like, it's almost like everything is here. You just need to believe it. And this morning on my Instagram page, I was just talking about how one day when I was feeling doubt as well, for the same reason as you, spiritually based businesses can bring all that up. I heard your belief is your channel. And I was like, wow, that is really quite amazing. So if I just believe it, the channel is there for me. I'm supported by the channel, and I open the channel more deeply when it has my belief, my trust, and my faith. So it's really up to you. And that's the responsibility. And that's the journey. So it's definitely not easy, but I feel like spirit is like, try to sink into what you already have, feel gratitude, and allow that to expand in your energy field beyond the edges of fear. And maybe that will help you to shift as you take these giant steps inside, as well as, internally, as well as externally. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all going through something similar. There's always someone to like offer us something. And I just met a gentleman the other day where he was like, I'm just going to quit telling people I'm writing a book till it's done. Because all these people, would say things and it would get in his head, and our head does the same thing. It's always offering stuff, but you don't have to believe it. Like Deepa was saying, the belief creates the channel. So what we're choosing to hold on to, and you figure that out, let me know. But essentially you've already done the thing you want to do. And so it's just stepping into that energy and owning it and breathing with it, and choosing it, even though you're going to feel other stuff and you're going to feel fear. Otherwise, you want to do it. There's energy there. There's energy to be with and to feel. And that's your power.
You got 2 surrender cards, and one of them is surrendering denial. And it says, accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. And the other one, again, is those reminders to surrender to silence and sitting in solitude and doing some exploration inside, and having those tough conversations with self. Okay, Nicole, let us know if that feels complete.
That's a lot.
We have a buffet of decks. But we're here for you. We're supporting you, all of us, everyone in the chat and who's here. Aw.
Awesome.
I love the emojis. Aw. You're so welcome. Thank you. That's so sweet. We're grateful. We're grateful for you guys and for this work and for the path. We're grateful for the less trodden path. That's how they say. The least walked path.
Yeah, it's like we were just talking about that last night. I work with some sound healers and musicians, and we do these events. And one time this guy came, he was a psychotherapist, like what I was trained to do. And I said, I love this work I do. And he's like, you call this work? I'm like, yeah, I do. This is the work I'm going to do, and as it grows and builds, that's what I want to do. And the universe will show me otherwise, but stepping into it. What's up, Brian?
Aloha.
Aloha. So should we jump into Jessica's reading?
Yes, I'm going to clean up if you want to start.
Sure. Okay. So do you have a question, Jessica? I don't know if you already posted it or not. Hopefully you're still on.
I'm going to mute while I shuffle.
Okay. So yeah, Jessica, if you're still on, please post your question, or we can do a general reading. And if anybody wants to comment on like what's going on and collective energies around them, the new crop circle that showed up, the solar flares, all kinds of stuff going on. If if you have any questions about that, we can like tune in and see what comes through. Because at some point we'll do a collective reading as well. So I'm going to shuffle mine as well. Get ready. Get this Rider-Waite deck that I've been using since like 2005.
Okay, she said general reading, please, for Jessica.
Oh, okay. Cool. I didn't see that. Thanks. You want to go first?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to just tune into your energy first. So what I get right now is, as I tune in, is I don't know what to do. And as I'm tuning in, there's also like an energy that is like, yes, you do. And I experience it as like a light, like within you. And again, it's this like ability we have to like hide our magnificence from ourselves, to hide the infinite, unlimited creator being that we are here in this density, so that we create this expansion, this explosion, this enjoyment. But right now it's not enjoyable. And I feel that. And I feel for you. And I'm sending love right now because whatever is happening, there's a lot of thoughts about it. There's a lot of going into it's almost like a drifting away from that light. And that's okay, because that's why we came to this planet. Because as beings of light and infinitely eternal, and we live in a sea of love, peace, and joy, where do you go for vacation on that, with that? And this is something my mentor always says, like we live in Hawaii and tourists come here and they're like, where do you guys go for vacation? And it's because we're already living in, what people consider paradise, even though it's still, life happens here. And it's like, yeah, where do we go? We go to like Vegas, or we go to like the mountains, or we go, to the mainland and get caught up in some of the busyness of LA. And then we come back and like, oh man, this is great. And I kind of like going to those different environments. Maybe it's the shaman in me to just experience it. But the point is like always coming back to the center. And that's what I'm getting, is just as I tune into your energy, because you have this beautiful energy, you have this strength and this power and this light. And I think part of you doesn't believe that. And just coming back to that, coming back to trusting that you are an infinite, unlimited being that is invincible and indestructible. And I'm not sure what's going on, but it feels like a lot of it's the judgments about what's happening. And coming back to the center is going to help you navigate it. And I'm just going to pull a couple cards and just take in what resonates, throw away the rest, because this is just what I'm perceiving and I could be totally off. So I'm not like some divine oracle guy. I'm just pulling some cards here. So yeah, I get the 7 of Cups. It's interesting, the 7 of Cups coming up again. And I think this is what we're facing with the new Earth energy is, okay, you're in the new Earth. What do you want? And we're all like, are you sure? Because like the last time I tried, I got beat down, I got yelled at, I got like crushed, I failed, but there is no failure. And now it's like we're being asked, can you move forward? Can you step into this new Earth and trust? And this is something in psychology they call like learned helplessness. And I'm not saying you have this, but there's this thing that happens where if we're continually like shocked or like hurt, we don't even want to get up anymore. And they did these experiments with dogs back in the day where they would shock them in a room, and they got so, traumatized basically that they didn't want to get up, they didn't want to move. They would open the door where they could get away from these shocks, and they wouldn't even get up. And so that's what I feel with the new earth a lot of times myself, is like, I really want this, and it just doesn't work. Oh, that stuff doesn't work. Manifestation stuff doesn't work. This doesn't work. Oh, I tried that. You go to an event, you hear people talking, and you're like, this is how you do it. And it's like, I tried that like 20 years ago. And now it's like, it's going to work now, believe it or not. And it's going to require feeling the emotions that come up and not listening to the thoughts and, the ego and the intellect that's designed to protect you from what happened previously. And that's what diminishes our light. That's what drifts us away, is, I want to be protected. I don't want to experience that again. And whether that's love, stepping out into like a career that you really want to do, it's all to protect us. It's all there to serve, but it's never meant to take the wheel. And so it's learning how to come within and breathe and trust that in any now moment what to do, if you're breathing, if you're focused, if you're present. And you're always going to have offerings of other ideas. And just like with Nicole, like she was saying with her dad, always with these judgments and the way she needs to be, it'll be externalized sometimes. Like the universe is like, this is what you wanted. This is what you've been focusing on. And that's what not everyone talks about, is all the masters, Jesus, Gandhi, Buddha, all of them had the same madness in their heads, but they learned not to listen, not to give it power. They came within. They used the breath. They used various yoga techniques, rites of passages, all kinds of things to cultivate coming within to the infinite source of who they are. And the more they did that, the more it would reprogram the subconscious, and the thoughts got less and less intense. But still, it would come. There's stories about Jesus throwing over the tables and doing all those things. Like, we're still humans. And so that's what I get where you're currently at. And so the challenge is, like I'm getting the hangman. And so the challenge is to look at everything different, to have a new perspective on everything. And sometimes that's going the exact opposite direction. Although I wouldn't recommend that with thoughts, because it drives you crazy and it doesn't work. But it's coming in, breathing, and looking around and just noticing what's around you that's different. Just noticing what's there rather than thinking about it and thinking what's there, because our reality is created from inside, nothing you perceive outside of you. And that's the shift. That's the change. That's why the man hung himself upside down. It's to gain that knowledge. I was just talking to a woman this morning about the tree of life. And, she was talking about the apple and how it gave us this wisdom and these thoughts that basically essentially disconnected us from the universe or God, this tiny mad idea that we're separate from that energy through these thoughts and these beliefs. But coming back to the tree. And so like Odin, there's a story, he hung himself from the tree upside down, and he stayed there. Even in the Anubis oracle deck, Anubis is hanging from the tree upside down in a cocoon, surrendering to the truth of who he is and allowing that to emanate. So, and then the outcome with this, this is like a lesser chariot. So this is like victory. This is the arrival. This is you're going to be successful in doing this. And, it's just coming into that presence. Like if you even see the posture that we can take to help gain our confidence, help us come into the body of sitting up straight, breathing, heads up, and just working with what comes up in that posture, in that position. And so I'm getting that it's just coming within, and not the thoughts within, but the feeling within, and coming into the heart and the knowing of who you truly are. And that's going to change a lot. And there's going to be feelings to feel, and just always coming back to, like, I use the breath, just focus on the breath, nothing else. You're going to notice sounds, sensations, thoughts, but just coming back to the breath, and you'll breathe out of it. You can breathe bigger than any emotion. And what else? So as Deepa reads for you, I'm going to pull an Anubis Oracle card and see what comes through. Hopefully that was helpful. Yeah, I see you said feeling very stuck right now. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I'm seeing. So basically, when we started, I saw, so whereas I saw Nicole with the pink daisy, I could see you, Jessica, actually as a grown flower in a pot. So it's this, what it looks like to me, especially with the definition of the pot, is you're ready to be repotted. You know how when a plant grows so much, it's growing out of the pot and the arena it's been in for maybe a year or two, and it's ready to go into a bigger vessel. So it's like breaking the mold for one, and then exploring a bigger new arena for yourself to re-inspire yourself, reinvigorate yourself, and open up to the new life. It almost feels like you're ready for more. So I'm wondering if the stuckness is um, you know, feeling like you've done one thing for so long and this inability to move forward because of that. Like there's this feeling of, is it a feeling of guilt? Like I shouldn't leave what I've built thus far to move on to something else. Feels like your energy's ready for something bigger. Not that it's better in any way. You're just ready for a new arena for your growth. So she's definitely responding to you here, Jason. So resonates. I get very much in my head because also what you got here, which is interesting that you just said that, is the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. These are very emotional cards. You know, the Queen of Cups is the Cancerian who's all in her feels, who's the empath. And the Ace of Cups is that new beginning, that new inspiration for the heart. It's self-love. It's like, what would you do for love? And in this case, it's not about somebody else. It's about you. You did get the star ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. And there's the pyramids there. You also, yeah, like you said, Seven of Cups is coming up again. And with the Nine of Wands right beneath it, I feel like the reason why you could be stuck is because you haven't fully allowed yourself to go deep inside and feel how you feel about your life and maybe potentials. Are you acknowledging the way you feel? Because with so much cup energy, that is the question, especially with the Nine of Wands right next to it. The Nine of Wands is this barrier, this, I'm going to hold my ground because this is the right thing to do. Instead of I am open to what's next for me and what feels in alignment with me. Because you did get surrender to joy. Can you open up to joy? So it says a key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and the easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. Like you have this opportunity at your fingertips where, you've got the magic within you to be that confident, very inspiring, optimistic leader for yourself and for others. It's almost like there's, again, this opportunity for you to grow in a bigger arena. You got the freedom card, really letting yourself out of that smaller pot and going into, a bigger arena for your growth at this point, breaking the mold. This one says, I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. So there's definitely something to break through, and that will release the stuckness. And then you will, you will open up to that great big love that's here for you in your life and inside your own heart. The wall that you're wanting to break down is mostly internal. So for astrology, you've got fire, confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. And you got the heart with the wings and the flame. You also got the home card, which is interesting because I got this morning for the light language post I did on Instagram. So this really is about aligning with what's right for you now in this life at this time, and being passionate enough and brave enough to open up to the great big love that's there. Look at these two big hearts you got. Those are two big hearts. And this is a heart as well. The fiery heart. And then you've got animal guardian, trust your instincts. So it's all here. I feel like it's all here.
Mhm.
You just have to, I think what'll help you is if you really drop in to your heart space and allow yourself to feel all the feels without putting up any sort of barrier, like I shouldn't feel that way, this is what's right, or any kind of wall or any kind of resistance. Even if you're not going to do anything about it, just allow yourself to feel all the feels and let it move through you, so that, because it's like there is a stuckness, but there's a reason for the stuckness. So there must be a piece in there that needs your attention, your energy. So you did get your commitment is being tested, which is interesting. So I mean, you would have to feel into that for yourself, whether that's a commitment to self or what that means. Like your commitment is being tested. A lot of your reading is really, look at this. We got a dragon card here, Jason. Uncovering treasure
Yes.
within, and that was the great big love. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. So if you're ready to break through, you did get change of wind. We got the zebra, change in the wind. Change is here for you. That was your oracle card. So you are good enough also came through. So I know that was a lot. How are you feeling? Let's see. Wow. So that was the flower pot. That is not easy. So like I was just saying this morning, this is Cancer season. So it is it is a time of coming home to yourself. But in the process of that, right? In the process of coming into alignment with self, it's also valuable to take a trip down memory lane with Cancer. It's very nostalgic. Take a trip down memory lane, go through memories, feel all the feelings of how far you've come and what you've been through. Look at the photos, cry the tears. It's water season. Like let it flow and let all that heal and process happen. And then when you're ready, let it go, like the monks do with the sand mandala, and they just blow it away and they open up to the next chapter. And there it is. So it's definitely a process, and I wouldn't push on the gas. I would just go through it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she's all heart. You're all heart for sure. And the cards confirm that. And what happens is when you're really intelligent, you can use your mind to try to stifle the emotions and control your reality. And it really doesn't work, but we think it does. Because I do the same thing, and it drove me crazy. And I had to embrace my spiritual side, my intuitive side. And so the card I got, the Oracle deck, was Nephthys. Nephthys, I think I always get her name wrong, but she's basically Isis's twin sister. She's the mother of Anubis, who's the great enlightened heart shaman. And she's the priestess. She's embracing dancing naked out under the stars, the old ways of living and being at one with everything around us, the unseen world. And she's not as well known as Isis, but she's just as prominent in ancient Egypt. She was always with Isis. You go to a lot of the temples, it's always Isis and Nephthys at either end, like holding the space, I guess, of the balance with the deeper aspect of things. And I want to read on this card. I think we got enough time. But usually when I pull these cards, I read from the book, because it's so helpful. And a lot of it shifted my notion of what the Egyptian energies were, because I had a lot of programming around that, and I really had to come to the truth of it so I could connect with my star family, which are the Syrians, which are the what are called Egyptian gods, but they're our star brothers and sisters. And they're very much here now because they were masters of integration. And as we integrate and ascend, it's very helpful to integrate, have an integration master available. And so Nephthys is step forward for you. So she's the hidden or veiled one who serves as a medium between worlds. She comes to us in dreams, flashes of intuition and visions. Along with Isis and Nekhbet Mother Mot, Nephthys is an aspect of the triple goddess. She relies upon spirit to direct her in all things, and she holds the mystery teachings of life, death, and rebirth within her essence. The mother of Anubis, she's also the true virgin, or the woman unto herself in her manifestation as the high priestess. In our shamanic visionary experience, she inspires the seeker as she whispers her secrets into the wind and dances exotically under the starry sky. With magnificent serpents winding around her beautiful bronze arms. Although she is less renowned as her twin sister, Isis, they are seen together on the walls of temples at either end of every sarcophagus in ancient Egypt, which were probably more like initiation chambers. When Osiris's body was scattered throughout Egypt, it was Nephthys and Anubis who helped Isis find and gather the parts to make him whole again. When she appears, she is working with your third eye and your sense of intuition, which will guide you further into the mysteries and to that which is hidden in your subconscious mind. She helps you see in the dark. If you have drawn this card, be especially attentive or watchful for synchronicities. What you would normally think of as coincidence is actually the universe trying to get your attention. Pay attention to those subtle hits of inner knowing and guidance, and watch for those outer events or experiences that form synchronistic parallels to the inner messages you're receiving. When you give yourself to the magic of Nephthys, she doesn't stop at opening your mind's eye. She also opens your heart, allowing your entire being to thrive as you begin to see things in a new way. Oh, that's perfect. So you step into that amazing priestess that you are and let that heart shine.
Yeah, I mean, she got the pyramids here too. There's definitely a lot of galactic history coming through for you. It's really cool. Obviously Syrian, for sure. I love that. So it's like your guides trying to remind you who you are and what you've got. You know, it's uncovering treasure. There's something going on here that's doesn't look like the rest, you know, that kind of thing. But it's really, really special. Cool readings today.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you everyone for being here, and thank you, Jessica and Nicole.
Yeah, and Jessica, do you feel complete? Seems like it.
Yeah, and again, like always, just take in what resonates. It's just what's coming through from our perspective, our perception. Doesn't have to be a fact or anything.
Oh, thank you, Jessica. You're welcome.
So should we talk a little bit about our theme?
Yes.
After we've done these readings, I'm curious what's come up for you around this, and if you can relate or how it would relate to the theme we had today.
You're so welcome, Nicole.
Yeah.
Good night.
What time is it there? Is it like 12 hours from us?
I think it is. So gosh, it could be almost 1 a.m. or maybe almost midnight.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in bed by like 8:30.
Really?
Sometimes.
Oh man. Yeah. I haven't been sleeping as much. I'm like day 11 on my juice fast, and I actually have a lot of energy. It's weird. Like I'm not constantly doing energy work and meditating on trying to heal my gut from what I just ate, you know.
Oh yeah,
not that
like
I was
you're
eating
like
that bad, but
you're
it was
not
like,
using
yeah.
all that energy for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good. I'm doing like a month of just basically a juice fast and some steamed vegetables mashed up, and working with my ego around being skinny and all that stuff. So that I'm gonna heal my gut for real this time and
Yay.
break.
It's such a Cancerian thing to do, to like switch up your food right now. Cancers are very
Really?
connected to food. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and it's a way to self nurture. So it's just perfect timing.
Hmm.
Um, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Lots of dreaming going on. Yeah, because cancer. Oh, are you? I'm a Cancer too. Because Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is a archetype of the subconscious. So it's a way to dive deep in the subconscious, get into the dreams, get into some journaling, and those those more subtle symbolic aspects of life that show us the way, the breadcrumbs. Yeah, let's see. Um, okay. So the theme, I'm trying not to get off track here because I am in like dreamland. Like lately, I've just been like all crown chakra. So I have to get grounded. I need some plants. It's so funny because why is this? I am terrible with plants. I don't know what the deal is. Like I try to keep them alive. Don't give me a plant. That's my request.
Don't give you a plant?
Don't give me any plants. Cancer gang. Yep, we are. I have a stellium of Cancer, Moon, Sun, Venus, and Rising.
Hmm.
But I think what I'm going to do is instead collect like a crystal garden, because like I can clear crystals. I can handle crystals. Crystals aren't going to die on me. I
You go
cannot.
walk on the lava barefoot for a while. That helps me.
Yeah.
You guys don't have as
Oh,
much lava as us, I guess, over there. But still a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I want lesson learned. Brian says lesson learned because he's been giving me plants.
Oh, okay. It's like it usually works. What's going on?
Yeah, he's realizing I kill plants.
Oh, okay. I thought cancers were supposed to be good with like home stuff and
I know. What the heck? Oh, I love that. Yeah. I really want to be a plant lover. I think I'll be okay with my basil. The basil's not going to die. The basil's there's the Italian in me can keep the basil alive. Other than that, I'm not sure.
they go to seed really fast. I've tried to keep them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was living with a Virgo and there was like plants everywhere.
Oh,
Plants and crystals and yeah, everything was super neat and tidy.
Brian is much better with plants than me, and he's a Virgo.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
They
like,
have they have the earth quality.
yep.
Yeah. I think I probably water them too much. It's too much love. It's like the smothering.
Ah, okay.
That's got to be it. Or I don't water them enough.
You just get like some rice or something.
Why
rice
is
patties.
it Totally. Oh my goodness. They are very grounding. Yeah, I know. And actually, there's this beautiful one he gave me that I really want to keep it alive. I just don't know how. Anyway, enough about plants. Okay. So our subject today, speaking of respect and dignity for each other, including plant life. Yeah, no, I just think, let's see. What can I say about this? Like, because I think this is what we started talking about before we started talking about plants. What this reminds me of is like, this is what I notice in myself. When I start to get judgmental or critical, it's because my energy levels have dropped in some way. Somehow, in some way, I become dysregulated. And my way of handling that in the moment quickly, instead of taking a moment, like really what should happen is I should take a moment out and try to regulate myself, get grounded, and fill my cup in whatever way I need to get back on track. But in moments where you don't have time to take a break, the energy for me when I'm in balance goes up to my head. And with that Gemini energy, I have Mercury in Gemini. I get overly critical of myself and others. So when I feel that energy happening where there's like, we're not giving each other the benefit of the doubt. Instead, we're assuming the worst, or they must be doing that to hurt me. That's one that comes up a lot. They're, taking it personally in a way where maybe they're just going through something and it has nothing to do with you. But because you're dysregulated, or I was in this case, in my experience and how I watch myself and monitor myself over time, um, it like becomes really personal when I don't have the energy and the balance, that internal balance, to be able to keep myself in my own lane, so to speak, in my own energy field. And I start to feel like, oh, that's because of me. I must be doing something, that they don't like, or whatever it might be. So, and I think it does come from the way I was raised, unfortunately. And it's like learning how to really reprogram that, and to keep learning how to keep myself regulated. And when I need to step away and like make sure that I'm balanced, because when I start to feel this energy of, where I feel like I'm being disrespectful to others, it usually has to do with the fact that in some way my needs are not being met. And when we live in such a fast paced world, as we do here in the US, at least, we do tend to override our needs and push self care and self nurturing to the side, even food at times. Those 3 meals a day get brushed off once in a while in an effort to just get things done on the list. And then we get dysregulated, and then so it just adds to this angst in the body and in the air and in the collective energy, where, just having an overall understanding of respect for ourselves is going to give us that, help us understand and have respect for others. So that's my understanding of it anyway.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I can definitely relate. Like the judgment thing. If I'm judging, I know I'm not present. I'm in my head. And there's like these key things I've realized is if I'm in the past, if I'm in the future, if I'm judging, I'm not present. I'm not in my spirit. I'm not in my heart. And it's okay to do those things. And it's not love, it's not joy. It's not peace necessarily. It's just figuring out a math problem or trying to get your schedule worked out or whatever. But when we start living that way with relationships and people in judgment and looking to the past to try to figure out what's going on, it doesn't work. It's a catastrophe. And so much pressure has been put on the mental body on this planet to think and figure it out and have a plan and do this. And what are you going to do? And how are you going to do that? And what happens if it doesn't work? It's like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't care. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to breathe. And I'm going to look around. I'm going to be like, this is what I'm doing now. I don't care. And that was like the hardest thing for me, and it's still hard, but, and that's like dignity and respect is like, I don't know what that person's going through and why they're being a jerk to me, or are they even being a jerk, or am I giving them stink eye and they're just responding, or, and you see this with culture a lot is, when you're interacting with a different culture, there's all this, idea of how things are, and you see it's different. And it's like this knee jerk reaction. Well, that's not, what's that mean? What's that about? And what's going on with this? And you get up in our head, and that happens. Like a lot of people that move to Hawaii, they don't really realize it's not really, the U.S. It's a kingdom of Hawaii, and it's different. And there's a whole culture here, and a very strong culture, and it's different. And it's about presence, and it's about connection, and ohana and aloha, and if we're in our heads, we're not really sensing and able to navigate it very well, and it's disorienting. And so that's what I learned working in the schools is like, if you have respect, if you're just listening, you're neutral and try not to get caught up in the judgments and everything, it's returned. There's nothing to worry about. Like respect will get us through any situation, no matter what we think is happening or what's going on around us. It's like, well, it's not about me. Nobody's attacking me right now. Nothing's happening. I just have thoughts about this thing. So that's what comes up for me is yeah, just holding space for people to be how they are, even though it's not how we think they should be or how we prefer things to happen. Especially with loved ones, that's people we live with. That's like the master class. You're dating someone and you start living with them, or you're living with somebody long term, and you're just like, some days their chewing just irritates the hell out of you, and then other days you're like, oh, it's so cute, it's just like you're saying the mood. Yeah.
That's hilarious. So true. Okay, so was wondering if you wanted to do a collective reading on the solstice energies, since it is pretty much right now.
Yeah, let's do a quick one. And if nobody wants a reading, we'll sign off.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm just going to clear the cards with a internal intention. All right, so let's see what, I always forget the name, Divine Abundance cards. What is coming up? This is a really pretty deck.
It's good to clarify what kind of abundance.
What was that?
It's good to clarify what kind of abundance. Abundance. Like pain and suffering, abundance. It's like, no, like what do you mean abundance? Oh, like, oh yeah, like love, joy.
That's hilarious. Okay. Worth. Wait, look at that red. I feel like I matched this card today, but worth.
That's badass.
With a tiger in the middle.
That's like on somebody's gi in a dojo somewhere.
Yeah, it does. And it's that root chakra that we were talking about. You have been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. What a cool deck. Okay, so let's pick a tarot. So this is our summer solstice message. So let's pick a tarot card to go with that. All right. Yeah, because this morning when I pulled a card, we had the 9 of Swords. So that makes sense with what, working through self-affliction or holding ourselves in suffering. All right, let's see. What is the card, the tarot card for this worth energy for the collective? Ooh.
What you never want to hear a tarot reader do. Oh, that's awesome. What is it? What is it?
We gotta stop. Okay. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, this is not the worst card in the deck. It's just this is why I see it connected with worth, right? So 10 of Pentacles is everything. It's the house, the legacy, the dog, the ancestors, grandma and grandpa live next door or even with us, and they help with the kids. And we have a dog, and we have food on the table, and we have money in the bank, and we have money in our savings account, and we do plan on retiring. And this is how. It's like everything, but it's in reverse. And I just feel like next to the worth card, well, there's 2 things coming up. One is, it's like this question of, am I worthy for legacy and everything that I've ever wanted? Do I, it's like getting to know our worth wounds or lack, our lack mindset. And also I think what it is, this is big too. This isn't the 1950s anymore, and the way our grandparents would define worth and what it is to live a good life is going to be different than ours. Not that theirs is wrong and ours is right or anything like that. It's just, this is a different time. And it's like we're restructuring what it means to live a good life and what all those details are. Like, what does that entail? This goes down to, what is success to you? So this would be like the success card. And getting in reverse is like, okay, we know what success used to be in the old earth. And this is the new earth. And we really are co-creating it with each other and with our new, it's not really new. It's like allowing our values and our beliefs to come to the surface and not hiding them away anymore, and really living by them, really living that alignment and saying, okay, well, my idea of success is, this, which is really different than what it used to be. So, and then it would be like understanding worth in a whole new way. Like, are we comparing ourselves to our grandparents' ideals? And that's why we're just never measuring up? Or are we living by our ideals and this time and this generation and these challenges and these blessings that are here now? We live in a totally different world. So yeah, I think it's a really interesting set of cards.
Yeah, there's people making money playing video games on YouTube. I mean, lots of money.
A lot, yeah.
What did Grandpa say about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Play video games your whole life. So yeah, Grandpa would be playing video games.
Right. I mean, in our day, even when we were kids, that was never a timeline possibility.
No, not at all. And somebody manifested that. Somebody's like, this is what I love to do, and I'm going to make it work. And this is the technology that's going to help me with it. And I love that. That's just so many possibilities and potentials available to us now. And yeah. So that was great, Deepa. I really love that.
Oh, good.
I think you nailed it with that for sure. I mean, you always do. And I don't know if I say that enough, but that was great. And let's see. I got this card last night too, Earth and Fire Dragon. And so without reading the card, what it means, I'm just looking at the reverence for the cycles of life. There's spirals all through this. There's the fire. There's the bowing of the head to the sacredness of everything that's around us. And so acknowledging that we're right where we need to be, that we're creating this, and that life is not a circle, it's a spiral. And as we go around and around, there's an opportunity to elevate and spiral up and continue on that path. And it's not always immediate, it's a process. And so trusting in that flow, using the fire, working with the fire, working with the moon, working with the membrane. And what it says here is, so works with you to clear the fifth dimensional ley lines. It's time for service. When you give, you receive. And so that's kind of a paradigm shift, is like, there's this idea that we need to make money, and I need to charge this much, and I can't just give everything away. And there's truth to that. And it's like having tiers of value for people, like having stair stepping and, using the intellect to create value for people. And then when you do, you show up and you give like everything you got, and it'll just draw more people to you. So it's like the monk that scrubs the floor with the toothbrush. And, they don't do it just for presents. They do it for like joy. Can I be joyous and can I really be in this place of gratitude and joy as I'm scrubbing this floor? And so like whatever we do, if we bring that energy to it, it's going to bring us success and abundance, if not just for the pure emotion it creates. And so that's what I'm getting, similar to what you're saying, is like, what is the thing that creates value in your life personally? And how can you do that? Even if, it's working in trade, or you're just offering it here and there, but you always have something to offer after, like something like, oh yeah, I have this session I'll do. And when you get done, it's like, oh, if you want to leave me a testimonial, or, I have this other offering I do, or if you know anybody would benefit from this. It's always like inviting more, but not with the intention of trying to like kill the cow. It's just, this is what I love to do, and I'm going to do it. And then being smart about how we invite people to come along with us. So that's what I'm getting. And that's what I'm doing in my own life is, and I want to share that because it's very valuable, because I feel both Nicole and Jessica are on that path. And Jessica probably already knows how to do that. I feel maybe she's in like a corporate world, or she's in a world where she's successful in that way. And yeah, it's just always making the offer, always being of service, and knowing your worth and your value, and shining that light. So yeah, that's what I get for us as in the collective in general, is to step out, do what we really want to do. If we're doing it for free and it seems like we're doing a lot of work, it's like, are you enjoying it? And then be with that joy, and then have other things you offer that people can move towards.
Yeah, thank you. And also, we got first light, beginning a new cycle. And I think what a lot of us are going to see for like summer solstice, that's such a beautiful color coming through, is can you do something you've never done? So it's not just, oh, here's a new opportunity or a new beginning. It's like, can you do something you've never done? And so it's like opening the tarot hut. Like, I never thought I would own a physical building, like, to work out of like that. I never thought I would be a business owner in that way. So it's definitely something I've never considered, although I've played at it over time. Like, eventually it was probably going to lead to this, but I never really thought about it that way. I never really said one day I'll own a tarot shop, although I actually have visualized it quite a few times, but I never I guess I never thought it was going to manifest. I never saw the pieces coming together. And then all of a sudden with the eclipses, it started to. So I wanted to see for everybody what we could be surrendering, because that's so helpful. And then with the North Node too. And what's interesting about beginning a new cycle, the nodes are switching signs this summer. So really? That's going to be like a whole different energy. Let's see. What do we need to surrender? Oh, here we go.
That one jumped right out.
Yeah, I know. I love that. This is so Cancerian. Surrender to complete healing. So it says, open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. And then we'll get a guidance card from our ancestors. There's so much about love right now. So like another heart guardian. Love and let yourself be loved. This is very Cancerian energy coming through here. Also, the Cancer sign is one of the cardinal signs, and cardinal signs like to begin things, start things off. They like to get going. So it's almost like a relief for a cardinal sign to be able to, when it's time, shed what's not needed, what's old, what needs to be cleared out, and just get started on a new project. It's this desire to be in the fresh energy, to be able to play with the new energy.
Cool.
Yeah.
I got I just pulled some from the Rider-Waite deck, and these two jumped out. The Queen of Swords, and everything's reversed on this. 3 of Wands. So
yeah,
the Queen, basically, especially with the sword, is basically clear and decisive, knowing with the power of the mind to create and oversee. And then with the three of Wands, same. It's like this leader, this person that's surveying, noticing, looking, and preparing for what's next. So I'm getting, that's very much a time where what is it you want to create, and set your mind to task with that, rather than trying to figure out what's wrong with you, or why things happen the way they did, or will it happen again. It's like, well, what do I want to do with this powerful mind of mine, this sharp sword? Do I want to cut myself with it, or I'm going to hold that thing high and I'm going to channel the divine energy that I am and wield this like the sword that it is. And trust in yourself. So same with the three, the 3 wands, the ability to trust and know and see. So that's what I get as well. Like, now's the time to move towards that thing. And it doesn't have to be a huge movement. It's just, stepping towards it, and you do a little, and then maybe you freak out and you come back and you breathe and you relax and you do it again, and it gets easier and easier and easier. You don't have to be a master the first time out. And like, I was terrified to do this, to read tarot, and now to do it live on YouTube is, just astonishing to me. And it was my process because it all was for me, because I read energy more than the cards. And so if I just focused on the cards the whole time, I would have missed the opportunity to know that I can just feel the energy and trust what comes through, and then use the cards when there's times when I can't quite sense it or when I need confirmation. So just trust in the process that, there's a pattern of perfection. Your higher self is always there with you, guiding you, and it may feel like a setback, but it's really not. It's for you. And if you're really feeling the desire and the call to something, to step forward, to step towards it, breathe.
Yeah, no, I love that. That was so on point, because basically it's like we always have this choice whether to cut ourselves with that sword or to use it and yield power with it. And I think that was just the perfect analogy for this energy. It's like we could wallow in it, and that's different than processing and allowing the tears to flow. I think that's really healthy. Wallowing is different than that. Or, we could choose to move forward and like create. Like you said, this mind can do either or. So which do I want to do with it now? And I think that cardinal energy really asks us to start fresh. It's definitely like beginning. Yeah.
Be that divine parent, the one that,
Yeah.
understands, rather than the one that, like, sometimes we learn if we beat ourselves up enough, they'll quit beating us up. They'll leave me alone. And really all that does is just, draws more of the same. So it's like, just love yourself and know you're fine just the way you are. There's nothing wrong with you. And I'm talking to myself with this and anybody else that can hear it. So be the loving parent to all your little children within you.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, everyone, I think we thoroughly dived in. Let's see here. What is Jacqueline saying? Yeah.
Yeah. Jacqueline comes to our breathwork ceremonies a lot. So she's like, yeah,
She's
we got her
it.
conditioned to the breath. Breathe, Jacqueline, breathe. She's so great. She comes like every week and just brings this amazing energy to our group, and it's really a beautiful community that she's helped create, where she's so open to new people that come. And yeah, thank you so much, Jacqueline, for being here on this journey for me, with Deepa, with everyone here. You give so much. You're such a bright light in the world, and I really appreciate you. And everyone else that joined, Nicole, Jessica,
Thanks, Nicole. Thanks,
Ryan,
Jessica. Yeah.
Patty
Thanks,
was on here for a while.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was sweet. Wonderful way to spend the solstice.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna come see you, check out your hut at some point. I guess I'll be working over there, working in a hut.
I was gonna say, maybe you're gonna come help build it. We'll let you know.
Yeah, hit me up. I'll come over.
Okay. Brian would like a list of all your skills.
I've built some stuff.
Okay.
I can do it. I'm not much for the reading the blueprints and stuff, but I can do a little of that too.
Okay. You're hired.
I've had so many jobs, it's ridiculous.
Aw. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Check out my website, and I'm gonna make a breathing video, and I'll throw up on there at some point, or on my YouTube. I'll put something up in the next couple days. So
cool. Thanks, Bri. Thank you, everyone, and happy solstice. happy Cancer season, and we will see you next week. Right? We're on schedule. Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. See you
Okay.
all.
Aloha. See you
Aloha.
soon.